to Jake's Views and Review, week 2 of the 2023 General Legislative Session. I am Senator Jake Anderegg, coming to you from the Utah State Capitol Complex from my Senate office. Well, we had a very eventful first and second week up here in the legislature. I want to review 3 bills that have passed and that have moved through the process. One that I think has gone through and is going to be on the governor's desk sometime this week. Plus 3 bills and policies that we're going to be discussing this coming week. And there's been a lot of controversy over some of these bills, so I'm going to take a second just to explain them. The first of these is Senate Bill 16. Senate Bill 16 is the prohibition for minors, transgender minors, getting surgery and or hormone replacements. That they are still allowed to do it once they're 18, once they're actually legal adults. That bill passed the Senate, went to the House, passed the House. They made some modification. It came back to the Senate on Friday and was passed out of the Senate and is now moving down to the governor. This was a step down from one of the other bills over in the House that was a full prohibition across the board. This is just a moratorium halting of those practices until a study can be conducted. This was somewhat of a compromise in order to halt the practice until more study and research can be done, probably for the next 3 to 5 years. So that's the status of that bill. It is now go to the governor and let the governor sign it. The second bill, and this was the bigger, more controversial one, I don't know if it was bigger, but it's definitely more controversial, was House Bill 215. This is the funding for teachers and the Utah Fits All scholarship. Now, this bill passed the House and the Senate and is now moving to the governor for full signature and signage. I just want to point out something because there have been a lot of misinformation thrown out there. So I'm going to read to you from the Utah State Constitution, Article 10, Section 2. This is the definition of what shall constitute for the Utah public school systems. The public education system shall include all public elementary and secondary schools and such other schools and programs as the legislature may designate. So, what we have in House Bill 215, which I voted for both SB 16 and 215, House Bill 215. What we have here is we have the largest increase in teacher pay that we have ever seen in the state of Utah. It was about $250 million increase. They've never seen that amount before, and we passed that. The second thing we did is we passed $42 million of money that didn't come from the WPU money. This was additional money that we designated for that scholarship. It will service up to 5,000 students, can be used for homeschool or private school or whatnot. But this is meant to properly fund those other duly designated programs as authorized by the Utah Constitution. So for those that say this is non-constitutional, we're stealing from public education dollars, we're not. And I can prove it in the Constitution. So I may do another video on this, we'll get into much more detail, but I just wanted to kind of give you an explanation. That passed, it's going to the governor. The last bill that I wanted to say that passed was Senate Bill 106. It's passed out of committee, it's going to be for the legislature this week, and this is Senate Bill 106, caregiver compensation. This is for people who serve disabled or mentally compromised, physically compromised individuals at home. This is providing funding for those people who provide those medical services out of their house. What we can see coming this week, week 3, we've got the state flag bill that's still going to be discussed, Senate Bill 31. We've got the domestic violence lethal assessment bill, that's Senator Weiler's bill, Senate Bill 117. I'm going to support that. That one's a very important bill to help reduce hopefully the cases of domestic violence. And the one that I'm still laughing and think is, sorry Senator McKay, sorry Senator Colmore, it's freaking ridiculous. Senate Concurrent Resolution 5, Halloween on Friday bill, which if it passes this year would be October 27th. So, I don't know, we'll see. It's gonna come up this week. Last week we missed our survey that we're going to include on the newsletter. This week you'll see it down below. Just click on it, take the survey, and then the following week we will go ahead and post it. And as always, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can shoot me an email at jandereg@le.utah.gov. You can shoot me a text at 801-901-3580. Follow me on Facebook, Jacob Anderegg, or Twitter, political_Jake. And once again, this is Senator Jake Anderegg. coming to you from the Utah State Capitol Complex, saying we'll check you next time.